Hello and welcome to another SkaredCast battle report. Today across this chasm, the industrial part of the planet, where the Drukhari have hunted down a mechanized column of Orks that are pillaging and destroying everything in their path. The Drukhari have to assassinate the big mechs to try and take back one of the relics that was stolen and modified during the raid on the mech factory. So let's sit back, enjoy the game as this Maelstrom of War is bound to be incredibly awesome. Hello and welcome to SkaredCast. Today we've got Kyle. Say hi, Kyle.
Hello.
He's brought his Orks again, and last time we saw his Orks, my Drukhari lost, and they faced off against him in a planetfall mission, and I was trying to take out as many stompers in the stomper yard as possible. Check the link for the other battle report. It was really fun. Although I just spoiled it for you guys. Oh well. And now we're on round 2, where Skari himself has decided to grace real space with his presence and is hunting down 2 of the big mechs responsible for the stolen artifact that was on the succubus at the time of her death. They have modified and orcified this artifact, and it could be potentially devastating, as if it is triggered, it could make an entire section of the webway implode and be useless. Therefore, Skari has brought his Cabal, Coven of the Prophets of Flesh, and the Cult of the Bloodied Blade back into real space to hunt them down. The Orks find themselves pillaging this ruined Imperial sector, and therefore we start our battle here with Maelstrom of War ready to bleed into real space. Let's take a look at the armies, and we shall be right back. Okay, so here we have Kyle's 1,500 points of Orky goodness. The last time you saw the grots, well, not the grots, the tanks, and all the Ork amazing conversions, the Dark Eldar Drukhari had tried to do planetfall, and the Orks were successfully holding the mech fields, or the stomper yard, even though 2 of the stompers were destroyed. Check the link down below to watch that really fun battle report. But now, Kyle, you've returned with more Orky goodness. What did you bring to showcase today?
I brought 2 big mechs with custom force fields who are right in the middle.
Right, now your whole fluff here is that the beast arises fluff. So as long as the Orks don't die, they get bigger and bigger and smarter. And so these guys are, you know, one's got a little commissar hat on there. They're 2 big mechs, correct?
Yep.
Perfect. What else?
2 units of 4 drop tanks. 1 unit, which is the one you're looking at now, is just all big shooters.
Cool.
So it's lots of guns.
And how many big shooters per tank?
1 shooter per tank and 1 big shooter per tank. Aaron the Commander, which has 2 big shooters and the shooter.
Oh, very cool.
I get to say shooter a lot today.
Shooter.
The other one has all rockets and shooters.
Oh,
so
very cool.
Commander has 2, everyone else has 1.
Nice.
As well as that, I have 3 different bubble chucker mech gun units, so they can deploy on their own.
Okay.
Each one has a bubble chucker, which is the weirdest orc gun I could find.
I love it.
We're going to have fun with that.
Lots of orkiness.
Behind that...
We've seen this before. The Grot Mega Tank.
Oh, yeah.
This thing has a million shots.
Yep. And then 3 Mecha Dreads, all with Rattler Cannons and the Ripper Claws. And Mecha Charges, so they're going to be fast.
I love it. I love it. And that is 1,500 points of mechanized Grot goodness. And the big mechs, and some Mecha Dreads to keep all the grots in line.
There's 5 Orks in the
Yeah. Okay, let's look at the Drukhari. So Skari has decided to bring 1,500 points, and I think Kyle has built this really cool custom raider for the Cabal of the Deadly Mist, so Skari can go in style. It is fully converted. He's looking for me to paint it and play it and use it for the Cabal, and he's made sure that Archon Skari can stand atop the highest of perches as he goes around blasting the enemy. So that looks incredible. It's 2 Raider kits put together, and I cannot wait. I'm not using it for this game, but I just wanted to show it off because you will be seeing it in all of its glory at some of the points. There's got the chains, the skulls. There's a little orc skull there. There's a little Tau head over there. Do you see that, Taylor? That's your Tau head there. There's a lot of different human heads. Skari's flagship will be alive. I'm very excited. Thanks so much, Kyle. That was incredible. Okay, so let's take a look at 1,500 points of Drukhari. First and foremost, we have Skari himself with a blast pistol and a husk blade, running Hatred Eternal and the Dijin Blade as his warlord, as his relic. He's running in, killing stuff in close combat. Former Archon Skari, now the Drakon. Another Archon with a Venom Blade and a Splinter Pistol. 3 5-man Cabalite Warrior units, 1 with a Blaster, 1 with a Power Sword, and 2 Raiders with Disintegrated Cannons, and a Ravager with triple Lance. I want to say Last Cannon. That is a battalion of Drukhari. Then we have a Witch Cult Outrider detachment, 6 Reaver Jet Bikes with 2 Heat Lances, my Succubus, and 3 more Reaver Jet Bikes with a Heat Lance, and to round it off, 5 Scourge with 4 Haywire Blasters. And then the Coven have come to this Alliance of Agony, and we have a Homunculus with a Venom Blade and a Stinger Pistol, 4 Grotesques, they're converted Raider, so there's more deck space for them, 2 Talos with Stinger Pods, Macro Scalpel, and Chain Flails, and a Kronos to help buff them. So there you have it, 1,500 points of Drukhari, 1,500 points of Orks in this Maelstrom of War mission. Let's begin. Okay, so we're here on the battlefield, and we have Tactical Escalation as a Maelstrom of War, which means we draw an objective card for the number turn that it is. We've both picked Taken Hold as our tactical priority, and he's picked that side, and I've picked this corner. We're playing table quarters, essentially. So we're going to deploy, and we shall return. But with that amount of mechanized orcs, will the Drukhari have enough guns to take out before they run in and kill a bunch of stuff? We shall see. Okay, back after that. Welcome to After Deployment Video Amazingness. Okay, so we had Talos, Kronos, Homunculus, Grotesques in a Raider, 6 Reaver Jet Bikes, 5 Cabalite Warriors, Archon Skari, Drakon, Succubus, all in there, Ravager, 3 Reavers, and then I have in reserve, I've got the Scourge, and I also have 2 units of 5 Cabalites in another Raider. I am using the Alliance of Agony War stratagem, which means that he will be giving me an additional D3 command points and a free reroll in game. My Succubus has a 3+ invulnerable save. For combat drugs, we have +1 attack, a +1 toughness, and +2 inches of movement on the Succubus. Okay, and then, yeah, and that's it. Okay, and over here, we have a bunch of orc stuff. Okay, Kyle, take it away.
I have my Mecha Dread with the War Boss just above it with the fancy hat.
Yep.
One of the Mecha Dreads behind that with my Bubble Chuckers on the very back line.
Yep.
And then I have a gigantic army of Draught Tanks and more Mecha Dreads all in the front line with a little bit more of the support from the second mech with his custom force field.
I love it. So both mechs have custom force fields, and they're just sitting around here looking after all the Orkses. Okay, and as we begin, the Orks do get a +1, sir.
Yes.
They do indeed. And let's roll away. Hiya! I rolled a 6. Oh, you tied me, sir. That was a good roll too. Not even an Australian 6. Oh no! The Orks will attempt to go first, but the Drukhari will attempt to seize the initiative. Do you think we will?
Maybe.
Maybe. Let's see what the Drukhari do. That is another 2. And with that, we begin the game. Have fun, sir, and let's get this Ork party started. The Ork first turn with a clankin' and a clunkin'. And a lots of smoke belching from their crude constructions. We had the forces assault the Drukhari. These mecha dregs have a cool rule. Once per game, they can move an additional 8 inches, so they move 16 inches, and essentially you move right up here, charge into my Talos, kill the Talos, gaining first blood after shooting it with a lot of stuff. And then over here, he shot into that raider with pretty much his whole army, did 8 wounds, charged in with Mecha Dread to try and kill the jet bikes, killed 3 of the jet bikes. That Mecha Dread has taken 4 wounds, this Mecha Dread has taken 1 wound, and he did get secure objective 1, which is right here. Sadly, he wasn't able to get it. He will be discarding it, but it's not one of the ones that are target priority or tactical priority, so he won't lose a point for discarding that. He does gain first blood, however, and with that, we move into Drukhari turn 1. And the Drukhari High Command has given them Witch Hunter. Well, there are no psychers here. And I will spend 2 command points to redraw that card. And use a stratagem for redrawing to gain secure objective 3. Which happens to be...
underneath it.
Right underneath that thing. Oh, that's great. And this is my take and hold. So if I get rid of this one, I'm going to lose a point. Oh, no. That makes me sad. But the Drukhari will have to push forward to gain points this game as the battle is joined. Let's move on to Drukhari turn 1. Okay, Drukhari turn 1. And we scored no points. So we had the Drakon, Archon, Skari, and the Succubus jump out. A combination of some shooting, and Archon Skari's Dijin Blade ran in and murdered the Mecha Dread. I did 8 wounds with Archon Skari in combat. And as promised, I was going to roll the Dijin Blade on camera. So on a roll of a 1, he takes a mortal wound as his own sword tries to take a soul. Oh no! He takes a wound, and does he ignore it on a 6? No, he doesn't. His sword kills a mecha tank and then gets really excited and gives him a wound. 5 cavalry warriors with a blaster still in that raider. This raider fell back, and I had a Kronos and a Talos charge into this dread. Although the Talos took 5 wounds, as he passed 3 out of 4 invulnerable saves, which was really lucky because it does D6 damage. And the Kronos put a wound on the Mecha Dread. It's only taken 2, but that means that he gave a wound back to the Talos. So now the Talos has only taken 4 wounds. Okay, so moving on to turn 2 for the Orks. He gets to draw 2 cards this round. I still have 3 command points. He has run out of command points. And now is when it's going to get interesting. What did you draw, sir?
Secure objective 6.
Secure 6, which happens to be...
Secure 1.
So secure objective 1, that's... Oh, over here again.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
6 is here.
Your war boss must be absolutely insane. Giving you 2 objectives in the far corner. And one of them... And both of them are ones that if you get rid of, you will lose points. Yeah. Oh my goodness. This is bound to get pretty crazy as the cards have spoken. Oh, and then the Grotesque charged into these dreads, these grot tanks, killed one in combat after the Heat Lancers killed another one as well. Okay, moving on to turn 2. Okay, Ork turn 2. So we had a lot of shooting from a lot of things, but this turn, nothing really happened. For the Orks, they have 2 cards that they don't really want to get rid of. He's still winning this game by 1 point. We all know that that's all he needs. The Kronos survived with 1 rune remaining. 2
D6 damage rolls. Both of them were snake eyes. The Kronos survived with 1 wound. A grotesque over here took another wound from the bubble chuckers. And now we're moving on to Drukhari turn 2. So I have secure objective 3, which is behind the super mega grot tank. And I get to pick another card, which is defend objective 5, which happens to be by that chucker over there. Oh my goodness. So as the Drukhari and the Orks face off in a line of battle, there's one rogue dreadnought over here that must die. But we're moving on to turn 2. With as much stuff has been going on, not much has been going on. It's been very interesting. Lots of orky randomness. These bubble chuckers are hilarious. Moving on to the next turn. Drukhari turn 2. And Archon Skari continues on his rampage. He moved, and then he did an 11-inch charge to get into that Mecha Dread and cut it down with his Husk Blade. But he has lost his Shadow Field to the Overwatch as the Succubus that was supposed to soak up the firepower failed her charge, even with a reroll. Maybe it was deliberate. She wanted him to die.
Well, where's the other Succubi?
The other, yeah, she wanted. She planned this all along, didn't she? The Homunculus has healed the Kronos for 2 wounds. All the other shooting shot into the Mecha Dread, brought it down. It had 4 wounds remaining. And I've tied up these tanks with a unit of Reaver jet bikes. And I've tied up these tanks and one of the bubble chuckers with the grotesques. And as always, let's see if Skari gets wounded again by his Jin Blade. I think it's called a Jin Blade, essentially. No. Ha. It doesn't rebel this time. I got rid of defend objective 5. I still have secure 1, because if I get rid of it, I'll lose a point. And I'm still at 0 points. So we're moving on to turn 3, and 1 more card gets drawn for the Orks.
Behind enemy lines.
Get behind enemy lines, which means into my deployment zone here, sir. So, potential. There's potential there. If they move far enough, it's just partially within, so you just have to kind of pass this line up here. Yeah. And then the grot tanks might be able to get that for you. Okay, moving on to turn 2. I mean, 3 for the Orkses. And let's see what happens. Orks turn 3. So, these guys fell back, and then this tank moved up, and then rolled a 1. And rolling a 1 is not good for that tank, because it cannot shoot in the turn. Now, if it rolls a 6, which he did both turns previously, it shoots all its guns at 1 target and gets +1 ballistic skill. So he rolled a 6, and now he rolled a 1. So he's useless for the turn. These guys fell back, these grot tanks, and got fixed by the mech. That bubble chucker moved back, and this Mecha Dread charged into the grotesques and killed one of them with a D6 strike, as the invulnerable save from the Prophets of Flesh really held their own. So now we're moving on to Drukhari turn 3. I still have secure objective 3. Oh, which is actually this one back here. That one's full.
We can read.
I swear we know what we're doing. So I'm going to get that one next in, because I just wasn't paying attention. So I didn't cash it in. I get hold the line, and I have defend objective 1, which happens to be all the way in the back. Okay, moving on to turn... end of Dark Eldar turn 3. And yes, I completely forgot to bring in my reinforcements. So a raider full of Cabalite warriors and my Scourge have decided to stay away from the game. I got really into Archon Skari killing stuff and completely forgot to bring in stuff that I needed to bring in. But I did kill that grot tank. It only has 9 wounds, so it's easier to kill than I remembered. And then I charged in with this raider into the little grot tanks to stop them from shooting. I held the line with my Homunculus, Ravager, and Raider. And the grotesques passed all their invulnerable saves, essentially, and their feel no pains against the giant Mecha Dread. While this Reaver Jetbike unit has tied up the other mech tank, and the Drakon is hunting down the enemy war boss, the warlord, the big mech with a fancy hat. So we're moving on to turn 4, and I did finally get secure objective 3 once I figured out that that's where it was, and hold the line. So I'm now 1 point ahead on the Orks. And moving on to turn 4, we have 2 cards to be drawn, which is secure objective 3, that one, and defend objective 6, which is the, oh my goodness, this is like the weirdest game I've ever seen in my life. And this is just live. I don't edit it. Like, this is exactly what's happening. So it's just crazy when things like that happen. Okay, moving on to Orks turn 4. Okay, so turn 4 for the Orks. We had the Mecha Dread because they can fall back and charge. Charge into the Kronos after shooting it, and the Kronos passed every invulnerable save. The Prophets of Flesh saving the Kronos from certain death. And that was it. The Archon over here, the Drakon, lost his Shadow Field. So he is no longer Shadow Fielded. But now we're moving on to Drukhari turn 4. And I did successfully defend objective 1 with my Ravager, which means I have 4 cards now, and it might start snowballing. Domination. Utter domination. Scoring every objective on the table. No prisoners. Killing a unit during my turn. Taking them alive. Killing an enemy infantry unit during the fight phase. And if an infantry character was killed, D3 points. That's a Drukhari one. And supremacy. There's a very cool theme to these cards that I'm drawing right now. Supremacy, domination, take prisoners. Okay, moving on to turn 4. Okay, turn 4, and the Drukhari press forward, taking many slaves. I did get no prisoners, and I killed 3 enemy units this turn, so I do get D3 for that, for 2. I did not get domination. I do get supremacy for 1. And I got take them alive. I killed the warlord in combat for 3. So with that turn pretty much seals the fate of the Orks, but it was classic as the Grotesque charged in while he was beating up the Archon with his wrench, and they killed him in combat. Archon Skari charged into the next big mech tank and did 9 damage to finish it off with his Jin Blade. Does he take another mortal wound? He does not. The Jin Blade has been behaving so far. And the Kronos fell back and got repaired for another 2 wounds. The Grot tank exploded and killed 2 jet bikes and put 3 wounds on my Archon.
And almost killed my other Grot.
And almost killed the other Grot tank. So moving on to turn 5 for the Grots. Let's see what they can do as there are no more Orks on the field. Simply Grots. Hold objective 5 is one of the... That's right underneath my Grotesques. And defend objective 2, which just happens to be... Should have grabbed that like 2 turns earlier.
Yeah, I have only drawn these.
Yeah. Okay. What will they do? Will there be heroics performed by Grots? Or will they all become slaves? Okay, so the Grots shot a lot. They killed an Archon. The Drakon has gone down as a Grot tank. Shot him to hell. to the Dark City again. Okay, so it's pretty much over, but the fat lady singing. And to top it all off, I got Scour the Skies, Secure Objective 6, Mission Critical Objective for Objective 6, and Defend Objective 3 that my Raider's on there. Okay, so let's see what they can do as the Grots are now cowering in fear.
Yeah.
Archon Skari's gonna go try and kill. We can actually film this, why don't we?
It's a very short time.
Yeah, so Archon Skari's gonna go over here. My Succubus is Red Grief, so she can advance 2 inches. She has the extra movement drug, so she can move 12 inches. She's just gonna go over here.
Yep.
Like that. She's taken a wound. Okie dokie.
Let's see. I think this Ravager is going to attempt to advance 4 inches. We can go 18 inches, and he's going to go all the way up here to get within 3 inches of that objective. Oh yeah! Perfect. Within objective 6, this guy is going to move back and advance as well. He's going to go 6, so he's going to just back up here and take that one. This homunculus is going to go back here and all that one. These jet bikes are essentially going to fly up this way and go kill some things over here. And this guy is going to go here. And this jet bike is going to fly back this way, back over here. And this guy is just gonna mosey on over that way. For now, nothing crazy. The grotesques, actually, we'll get these guys to hold that objective. The grotesques are just gonna get up nice and close.
I hope this bubble checker works.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do some shooting. We've got Archon Skari firing into that little tank there. He hits, he wounds, and he does 4 damage to it with his -4. Invulnerable save.
I fail.
He fails. So 4 damage into the grot tank. Does it explode? It might. It does not. Okay. Then we've got a heat lance over here. Does it hit grot tank? Does it hit the chucker
Target
thing?
says first.
Okay. Yeah, so the heat lance, what toughness is it? Missed.
5.
Never mind. Doesn't matter. Okay, so we're going to do some charging. The grotesques into there. Let's do some bubble chuckers. Wow, good roll.
Strength 5.
Strength 5, I'm going to make it AP 5.
It's going to do 3 damage.
Yep.
And there'll be 5 shots.
5 shots, 3 damage each. Cool. Needing 6s, 1 hit. Strength 5. So fails to wound.
Yep.
Toughness. Okay. So they're going to charge in. Hiya! 11 inches. My succubus is now going to charge into that one.
It's going to be strength 1.
Strength 1.
Deal with it.
I'm going to make it AP 5.
It'll be 4 shots at the end. So 1 damage.
Yep. Nothing. Okie dokie. So she's going to charge in. Hiya! She makes it in. Okay. So let's do some combats. You know what? Archon Skari is going to charge in too. Hiya! 10 inches. He's just going to jump into there because he wants to go kill some grots. Yeah! Very dignified of him. Maybe he's just hopped up so much on drugs now and on pain that he just wants to see things suffer.
But they're already suffering.
Yeah. So 5 attacks with Archon Skari with an extra 2 with his Dijin Blade. Hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s. And toughness 2, so needing 2s to wound. And he rerolls all wounds. So he does 7 wounds. Rah! He murders them all.
Including the cannon.
Yeah. The cannon's toughness 2? Or...
as soon as all 5 grots die, it's gone.
Oh, okay. So it just gets removed. That makes sense. And then the grotesques, they're going to go with their 4 attacks each. And from the flesh gauntlet and 1 regular attack.
This will be on toughness.
Oh, is that because they are in base to base with the tank?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Toughness 5.
Cool. And it's a vehicle too, right?
No, it's artillery.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's not a vehicle. Okay. So we can do mortal wounds to it, as weird as that sounds. With the flesh gauntlets. So they're hitting on 2s and toughness 5, so needing 4s to wound. So that'd be 3 saves with no AP.
Continue.
Cool. And that's it. That's all I have.
Oh,
that's
there's
it.
2 left.
Yeah. Cool. Ah, the grot tank survived, or the grot artillery survived. Attack, they say. Attack!
Fail miss. And
They
the
hit on
gun.
5s or 6s?
5s.
Mm.
The gun hits on 6s.
The
Nope.
gun can run me over. Okay, so I have objective 6. I'm currently defending 3. I couldn't scour the skies. I did secure 6 as well. And I achieved a domination for a D3 plus 6. So I get D3 plus 3, sorry. So I get 4 points for domination. Okay. Dominated. I'm getting rid of Scour the Skies. So, as it stands, does the game continue on to turn 6? The game technically does. Do you want to keep on playing, sir?
I still shoot with the unit.
You can.
Bubble chuckers.
He's gonna try and kill Archon Skari. That would be emotional vengeance.
It'd be hilarious. The Wizard of Oz start floating away in a bubble.
He only has 3 wounds left. You know, it's
It's a one-shot,
totally
that.
possible. Okay, moving on to turn 6. The Grots go on the rampage.
Okay, so turn 6, we've got in the middle of the turn, we got the bubble chucker and stuff. Yep.
It will be strength 5.
Strength 5. Okay, so you're wounding me on 3s. I'm gonna go for AP minus 5. It's the same. Yeah.
It will be 1 damage.
1 damage. 4 shots.
Yep.
Okay. So 4 shots, 4s to hit, 2s, and then 3s. 2 wounds.
Yep.
Minus 5, so just 6 up, 1 damage each, right?
Yep.
6 up, feel the pains. Oh no! Archon Skari has 1 wound remaining. He's taken 2 more. Oh no, Archon Skari. Okay, and then they fell back.
Yep.
Cool, and your card this turn was Domination. Just to add insult to injury. Okay, so in my turn, let's do this. It is turn 6. Let's see what the cards bring. I successfully defended objective 3 at the end of the turn. And I have 6 cards now. My Warlord! I immediately have to draw another card. What does they made Archon Skari do? Overwhelming firepower. Oh, what? He should have given me that while he had his stuff to kill his blast pistol. Okay, well, I can try that. But secure objective 4. Death by 1,000 cuts. Have to try and kill models from at least 3 different units. That's not going to happen because you only have 2 units left.
Yep.
Advance. Get everything out of my deployment zone.
Doable.
There is no escape. Kill something that's completely within terrain. And last but not least, Blood and Guts. Kill something in close combat.
That's doable.
Yep. Okay. So I'm just going to move these grotesques around here. Let's
Yep.
go kill some little grot things. And I have to secure 4, which is over here, so that's already fine. Okie dokie. And we're just going to do something like this. He's going to fly over here.
Get the main deployment zone.
Yeah, it's just this guy here could get out of my deployment zone that way, and he can get out of my deployment zone this way.
There you go.
Cool. I'll advance. I think he technically has to advance because he's wounded. He goes 4. Okay, perfect. And then this Archon Skari is gonna jump over here. Hiya! And then she's gonna fly through here, and then he's gonna fly up 8 inches or so,
Like a delicate bumblebee.
like a little bumblebee of death, because she's got a flamer and stuff. Okay, so let's start with a Bumblebee Flamer. Bumblebee Flamer does 2 shots, strength 3. Does it wound on the...
It hits. These can only be targeted when they're the closest.
Right,
So
okay.
It can.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Like characters.
But
So
Yeah.
one wound, a -2.
they don't.
1 dice, okay. D6 shots from the other gun. 6. Ooh, I like these Orky dice. They're fun. Needing 3s to hit. And needing toughness 2. So 3s to wound. At -2, that's 4 more dead.
That's the entire unit.
Oh no, Archon Skari didn't kill him. You had to do worse than that, you thing. And then they're going to charge into your bubble chucker.
Bubble chucker.
A unit of 5 bubble chuckers would be kind of nasty.
It will be
Right here.
Strength 1.
Strength 1. I'm going to make it AP 6.
It will be doing 5 shots at strength, or 5 shots, 6 damage.
5 shots, 6 damage. Okay. Needing 6s. Oh my goodness gracious.
I need 6s again.
6s again, because you made it strength 1. 1. 4 up invulnerable. Yep, he's fine.
Okay.
And now they're going to run in. Murder, murder. Murder. Murder, murder.
And mayhem.
Murder and mayhem. On 2s. Nam, 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 nam. Go, little Gribblies. And on 2s. Nam, 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 nam. That's 2 mortals and all those armors. Dead. Oh, wait.
I have a 6+ save.
Ah, there you go. 6s. Oh no, they died. And with that, the Orks are no more. Kyle, thanks a lot for the game. Oh man, that went from bad to worse.
I told you at the beginning, my dice
yeah,
were
it was
poorly.
the dice did not treat you well, and the objectives you can't. I can't believe you didn't score like 1. You scored. You didn't.
No, I got first blood.
You did. You didn't score any cards all game. That was crazy.
Every card was for your deployment with an army. That's an artillery.
That was nuts. Other than that, any comments at the end of the game?
It was fun. I enjoyed it.
That was really fun, actually. The Archon Skari started over here and did this all the way over here. Look at that. He did a U all the way around, and he murdered everything with his Jin blade. That was incredible. Okay, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. You, like Kyle, can help support the channel on Patreon. Check the link down below to unlock some cool stuff. We're giving away a Dark Eldar Start Collecting box at the end of this week. So head over to Patreon and check it out. Thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. This is Skari, your grateful host, signing off until next time. Skari out. It's an exclusive. We're playing the game.